Yeah, he's got that Air Jordan pose going on. Ballin'. What up, everyone? It's your boy X-Man87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends video, and what I have for you today is the Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse Wave 2 Colossus Build-A-Figure Series Magneto Action Figure Review. Before I get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Now, with that said, let's go! So we are now in 4K, and what better way for me to start my first video with my new 4K camera than with my favorite all-time X-Men character, Magneto. Now, this version of Magneto was the leader and founder of the X-Men in Earth 295. Always wanted this version of Magneto in Legends form. I figured when we got the Magneto from the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave that Hasbro would use these boots and gauntlets for an AOA one, and sure enough, they did. So this look brings me so much nostalgia. Let's now take a closer look from top to bottom of AOA Magneto. Now taking a look at the default head that you get out of the box. This looks really good, man. I really love the expression. The stern expression sells me. It just looks very Age of Apocalypse Magneto. It does. I love it. To the bushy eyebrows, to the chiseled jaw, and the indigenous culture-like hair, I just love it. I've always loved this hairstyle. Always appeared to me, especially since my Taino culture uses this hairstyle as well. This is so nice. I really like the hair ties. See the purple painted, looks really good. The hair sculpt is beautiful, and I like the tips at the end of the tails here. That looks nice. Looking at the back of the hair, you get this really nice wash, so it's not plain white that you've seen in the previous unhelmeted Magneto head from that Age of Apocalypse, Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave. Let me just bring that one out so you could compare, so you can see this is a very bright white, barely any wash, if so very subtle. So as you can see right here, it just brings out that paint detail. Really like it. But still, I think both these head sculpts are stellar. Now taking a look at the rest of the body, I guess we'll cover the cape first. And the cape looks very nice. I mean, it is very well done. And you got the collar right here. And it seems like that was the style of that entire universe. Like, all these characters had this collar with these ball-like studs on them. I thought that was hilarious. But it goes all around, covering the cape at the top part of the cape, so it looks so good. And the shoulder pads right here are actually attached to the cape, so that is really nice. It means you could get all the arm movement you want with this, so I do like that. I dig that. And of course the cape is beautifully sculpted too. Let's take a look at that. So nice. I love the wavy flow to it, and at the front kind of like kicks out this side and curls in on the other end, so very nice flow to it. And the base of the body is the same as we've seen on previous Magneto figures, so you can see the gauntlets added here, and you got the belt right there. No purple undies though. I'm trying to remember from the Age of Apocalypse if there were times that he had the purple undies and sometimes he didn't. It all depend on the artist, I think. A lot of them switched up some of their parts, like for instance Cyclops had yellow boots and some he didn't. But from what I've always remembered, he had the purple undies, and I know Mafex put that on their Age of Apocalypse Magneto figure, and that, you know, that looks good. The boots look really nice, you know, it's nice purple color. Love the Magneto red and purple, and that's basically it. That is our Age of Apocalypse Magneto, and now we'll take a look at the accessories. Now for accessories, we have the helmet look on this Magneto, and I will be honest with you, out of all the Magnetos Hasbro has done, this is the absolute best Magneto head sculpt they ever did. Like, seriously, they knocked this out of the park. Now if we bring out the heads from the classic Magneto of the Family Matters 3-pack, you can see that the one on the right here is a good head sculpt for a young Magneto, but doesn't fit like Magneto in his prime. And then we have what I feel like should have been a more shadowed out head. This feels more like a Jim Lee Magneto, no doubt. They just kind of missed the mark right there with the teeth, you know, being too gappy. but it's still a good head sculpt. I love the eyes on this, and you can see the difference with the helmet. I've always liked that AOA Magneto helmet design, because whereas the classic one had the kind of sharp, edgy look going downwards, you had the AOA one that went upwards. So I always liked that switch up. It was really nice. Then comparing the Apocalypse Baf Wave Magneto head and the House of X Wave Magneto head, you can see that, again, the AOA one is just the winner here. But this one is a close second. I hated the House of X one. I did not like this head sculpt whatsoever. But this one was definitely my runner-up of best Magneto head sculpt. So it's definitely these two that are my top favorites. And just to scale back a bit so you could get a full view of what it looks like with the hair, you can see it looks very, very good. Can't praise this enough. Then the way they sculpted the hair underneath the helmet, I love that. It looks so good, so flush. They just did an incredible job here. But the only thing missing here is a shadowed out face with just the white pupils. I felt like that was a big missed opportunity here. And that's such an iconic look for Magneto, especially in the AOA story arc. I felt they just really missed the mark. Oh, such a missed opportunity here. That's where the Mafex wins. Because we never really got a shadowed out face in Marvel Legends before. And I'm not counting Onslaught because that's a completely different character. So hopefully one day they will offer that down the line. Next up, as you saw, he has two closed fists and he has these purple flame effects. Then lastly, he has two open action hands. One thing I forgot to mention, the cape is removable. There's nothing underneath, but interestingly to note is that there is no peg to connect to the peg hole here. So it just kind of floats, and honestly that's fine. Not every cape needs a peg, so this stays sturdy as is, and plus with the long hair that he has, it kind of keeps it sturdy and in place, so you don't have to worry about this like moving crazy. And if you wanted to do a cape swap between the classic and AOA Magneto, then here you go, and honestly it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty cool. And if you're bothered by the AOA Magneto not having purple undies, then here you go. Now to cover articulation with AOA Magneto, so we'll start off with this head. You could tell by the hair it's going to hinder the neck movement, so yeah, he's gonna look that far up, which, you know what, it's not too bad. And it moves that far down, again, not bad at all considering all the hair he has left, right, and then he does have some good head tilt, so that's pretty cool. Now with the helmeted head, surprisingly to me, it does range pretty good, better than I expected to. So let me just push my thumb against his chest so I have a good sturdy grip, so that you can see how far it can move up without crunching the ab. Look at that, man. That is not bad at all. That's actually really, really good. Way more than I expected. And it moves this far down. You got some left-right movement and some head tilt. His arms move that far up, down, all around. You got the shoulder swivel, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist swivel, and a wrist hinge. Ab crunch forward, ab crunch back. You got the waist swivel. Legs move that far apart. His legs kick up that high. They move that far back. So he's got that awkward frontward split. And then his legs rock around. You got the thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and no heel to the Magnus butt. Boot swivel. Ankles move that far up, down, all around, ankle rockers. Now, for some comparisons, I don't have the Mafex AOA Magneto, so I'm unable to do a comparison of that, but here is our AOA Magneto next to some of our previous Marvel Legends Magnetos. I'm in love with that red and black one since red and black is my favorite color combo. I don't know, something about it gives me X-Men Evolution vibes. Nope, 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 no, don't get me started on a potential X-Men Evolution wave. I'll just say, Hasbro, why you do this? I'm not trying to die young of a nerd attack, but I'd die happy. Here is our AOA Magneto next to some of his predecessors from AOA Wave 1, Sunfire, and X-Man. Here he is next to the Holocaust Build-A-Figure. This comparison is a must. Here he is next to the AOA Apocalypse. Lastly, here he is next to his wife and baby mama, Rogue. Rogue review coming next. Now to wrap things up, my final rating is a 9.5 out of 10. I would have given him a perfect score, but I just couldn't when I feel something is missing, and that's the shadow-faced helmet. But let me tell you that I almost came close to. When I said this figure brings me so much nostalgia, I really mean it. I'm so attached to this look. My brother and I had the 90s Toy Biz AOA Magneto, and that was my favorite Magneto figure as a kid. I may go back and purchase a new one to do a then and now comparison. If I do, I'll post it on IG. Now, for the realest of talks, you know I don't ever compare domestic to imports because it's not fair to me. But if I had to make an exception between this and the Mafex, I'd suggest to save the extra $70 to $80+ you would spend on the Mafex and get this one. Here's why. For $22.99, you get 2 pair of hands. Mafex has 3 pairs, but you can use the glowing Magneto hands from the 3-pack to compensate for Legends. They both have 2 similar flame effects. Yes, different, but same offer basically. The only thing Mafex has over this one is the shadowed-faced helmet and a posable wired cape. Oh, and purple trunks. Give me my purple undies! I just want to wear them. Don't judge me. Yes, of course, Mafex will always have the better articulation, but for me, however, I can execute all the poses that I want with this Legends. If you don't care about crazy posing but just want a representation of this look on your shelf, then the Legends will save you a bunch of money. That extra $70 or $80+ that you would spend on that Mafex could be spent on more figures you need to fill out some gaps in your collection. But hey, do what you want with your money, but I really wanted to pull that trigger on the Mafex Magneto because that's my dude. But for me, after contemplating, the extra head and posable wired cape didn't justify stretching out my wallet. It can only go so far. Maybe I'll catch that for half off or something on BBTS during the holidays. Magneto is my favorite to photograph because his power set always pushes my creativity, especially with this electromagnetic gravity force field that was a build-in effect from Storm Collectibles. You've probably seen this before on my shelf in one of my collection display segments, and it's so damn fire. I'd love to see the Legends Hasbro team tackle a project like that. Magneto would be a perfect example and can sell an X-Men themed accessory pack. I absolutely love this figure and I'm still having a blast with it. Now, I kick it back to you all. What do you think about this AOA Magneto? Are you going with this or Mafex? Or both? You think we'll see a shadow-faced helmet alt head for this figure later on? Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, link is in the description below. Get your Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse Wave Colossus Build-A-Figure series at Big Bad Toy Store, link is in the description below. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the pics at the end of the video. See you on the next review. Peace, peace.